Ladies and gentlemen,
They say the next big thing is here.
The Steve Warnicki Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good day. Welcome to the program. Thanks for being with us today. I am Steve Warnicki, author of From Boy to Blue, Becoming One of America's Finest, available at Amazon. I've had this podcast in the hopper here for a while. It's a difficult one for me to talk about because of the 15 years that I spent on the streets, serving as a police officer at the Denver Police Department. And I wrote an article this week at stevewarnicki.com about the Charlottesville, Virginia incident. And this podcast is a piggyback to that article. And it's a theme that you hear often from me regarding respect. I want to talk to you today then about the respect between citizens and police. Something's wrong. Our priorities are not in line with what I think they should be. And I believe that when I'm done today, a majority of Americans would agree with me. But I'm going to build an even stronger case and hopefully encourage some of the legislatures in the states on the federal level and or police executives or just police officers to encourage police executives to make some changes. And I'm talking today about taunting the police. The general consensus among police executives and among the citizenry is that cops should have thick skin. Sticks and stones should break their bones, blah, blah, blah. They should just kind of stand there and take it. Verbal abuse. Unless it rises to the level of threatening to injure a person or threatening to damage property, in which case it's an arrestable offense. To kick this off, I just want to play for you a couple clips. This video is about 4 minutes long of a man in a convenience store. And if you're watching the video, I'll bring the clip up so you can see. If you're listening to this from the iTunes store or audio only and you want to check it out, head to stevewarnicki.com later and you can look at the video of this. Let me just play a few clips of this and I'll set this up. There's two NYPD Brooklyn officers in a store and they're being taunted by one of the citizens in the store. Let me just give you a little flavor about what that's like.
Yeah. I'm all about collecting a paycheck. Collecting a paycheck on everyone else's, You work, I get paid.
Right now, he's standing under them, imitating their stance.
Guys. I don't know shit.
I'm a cop.
I got my paycheck. I got my blue shield.
All right, that's the first clip. This goes on, and there's a group of them doing it, which is crazy to me. That we've come to a place where officers are expected to stand there and take this without being able to act. And they're filming this, by the way, obviously. The people taunting the officers are filming this because they're so emboldened and they believe this is okay that they're going to taunt the police and then post it online. Is this really the kind of society we want to be living in? Where we can do this to one another? Can you imagine the outrage if or when students are bullied and that video goes viral? Why is there no outrage? I think there's a sentiment among some that police officers should just take this. This is their job. That is your job to take that. You just stand there. You're a cop. Can't do anything about it. Let me give you another flavor.
That perception is not only reality, it's the fucking golden ticket to fucking truth.
Not sure what that means.
Ticket, nigga.
You motherfuckers aren't doing shit.
At all. What are you doing?
I get paid to actually produce work.
Work.
My production, what I produce,
Work.
is based on my production value. What's your value?
What is your value?
Other than like a light-skinned presence in my area at all.
Light-skinned presence.
So we understand what that the police are protecting and serving, and they're in the community, that even if they're just standing somewhere, their mere presence is a deterrent for crime. That's why typically police departments will encourage their officers to do work, and at the Denver Police Department, they actually set up cop shops, which were places where officers could go in public to do their work, because rather than come to the station, if you had to do a report, it might as well be out in public because you serve as a deterrent and you're out in the community and you're there if anybody needs anything. So just your mere presence is working. And believe it or not, after 15 years of doing it, having to be on guard at every moment and watch everything that's going on is extremely difficult. It's a lot of work. I wanted to also make the point that if you research this story enough, okay, what you will find is that these same cops the same day, now it says in the story that I read that this was after the taunting, but it doesn't matter if it was before or after, saved this guy, the one who was doing a majority of the taunting, from getting beat up from another person, which is even more miraculous that after all of that, they stepped up to help this guy because he was about to get beat up in the store. I got a quick clip of this. That guy yelling, "Homeboy, what?" is in the taunter's face. Okay, so he gets ready, and the guy gets ready to assault the taunter, and the officers step in and break it up. So that's what you can expect from your law enforcement around the country, is that even after being taunted, which I don't think they should have to endure, they step up and still help the guy. That's what cops are all about. They saved him from a beating after 4 minutes of taunting them in a store. Unbelievable. Great job, guys. So why is taunting the police not illegal? Let me tell you about a few of the silly things that are illegal. Not silly, but crazy, like little tiny things. Let's go over a few of them. Most of these are going to be City and County of Denver Revised Municipal Code, because that's what I'm familiar with. So let me tell you some of the things that were illegal in the City and County of Denver, and I'm sure if that other states and cities have similar items on the books that mimic these laws. One of the things you're not allowed to do is have sound amplifying equipment. No person shall use or operate or allow to be used or operate any loudspeaker, public address system, radio, tape player, disc player, or other sound amplifying equipment in or on a motor vehicle in such a manner as to be plainly audible 25 feet, unless you have a permit. So if I can hear your stereo within 25 feet, illegal. That's kind of crazy, right? You're not even allowed to disturb my peace while I'm waiting in traffic if I'm more than 25 feet away from you. That's what that's saying. But you can yell obscenities, tell the cops to fuck off, but you can't have your stereo up too loud. How about this one? You can't disturbance by use of the telephone, 3891 Denver Revised Municipal Code. It's illegal to repeatedly use one telephone call or repeated calls to obscene, profane, indecent, or offensive language, or suggest any lewd or lascivious act by telephone. Or if you just repeatedly and continuously ring the telephone of another person with the intent to disturb them. Illegal. Illegal. You can't even make my phone ring multiple times. But you can tell me to fuck off if I'm protecting the citizenry. Let's go over a few pedestrian rules, shall we? These are fun. Everybody knows the jaywalking statute. It shall be unlawful for any pedestrian to cross a roadway at any place except a crosswalk. Blah, 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 blah. There's some exceptions if there's not a crosswalk. Goes on and on. It's like 5 paragraphs of this. 54-542 of the Revised Municipal Code. But did you know it goes on to say that you have to cross at a right angle? You know you have to cross the street at a right angle in Denver? It shall be unlawful for any pedestrian to cross a roadway in any manner other than by a directed route at right angles to the roadway edge. Do not cross at 70 degrees. Do not diagonal. You need to get across the street. Illegal. Ticket. This is interesting. 54-539, use of right half a crosswalk. I never heard this one while I was there. I wouldn't have done anything with this, but really interesting. 54-539, Denver Revised Municipal Code. Pedestrians shall move whenever practical upon the right half of the crosswalk. Better take your ass to the right side of the crosswalk. Don't be in the center of that crosswalk. Ticket! Prohibited noises. Did you know between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m., according to Denver 38101, no person shall use or operate or allow to be used or operate any musical instrument, loudspeaker, public address system, radio, tape player, disc player, television, or other sound amplifying equipment in such a manner as to be plainly audible when crossing a property line of a dwelling. I can hear your Seinfeld rerun. You're done. After 10, bye, ticket! 24/7, unlawful to spit in public place. I just found this one today, too. I'm not sure that I never did anything with this. I'm not sure this has ever been written. Denver Revised Municipal Code 24/7. Ticket! So, those things are illegal. Now let me talk to you about some of the things that are questionable and some of the areas where I have difficulty. We'll go back to the disturbing the peace ordinance. Generally, it shall be unlawful for any person to disturb or tend to disturb the peace of others by violent, tumultuous, offensive, or other conduct, or by loud or unusual noises, or by unseemingly profane, obscene, or offensive language calculated to provoke a breach of the peace, or for any person to permit any such conduct in any house or upon any premises owned or possessed by such person or under their management. So that's pretty broad. But when I worked at the police department, they said you as a police officer cannot have your peace disturbed. You can't be the victim of a disturbing the peace. Why not? Why not? Because this would seem to qualify as disturbing the peace. Why can't we be a complainant? How is it where you work? I know there's thousands of other officers that have checked out the website, got the book, and are watching the podcast. I'm curious where you work. Is that the same? What policy? Are you allowed to be taunted? Can you be a victim in disturbing the peace cases? I want you to call me and leave me a message with your policy. The telephone number is 234-405-0002. 234-405-0002. Leave me a message. I want to do some research. What is your policy at your police department? Because I think that's nonsense. Let me play another clip that was also sickening. This one happened to be from the Denver Police Department.
You don't need police help?
Fuck you, pigs.
Okay. Do you need police assistance, sir?
Could you get the fuck away from me, please? I haven't broken the law.
Okay. Well, we're standing on public property just like
Me
you.
too. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to start walking away because I say, fuck you guys and have a good day.
Hey, have a good day, sir. Have a good day. Take care.
Enjoy your donuts, bitches.
Pretty decent temperament on
Have a
behalf
good day,
of the
pigs.
officers here.
Get the fuck back in your car. How about that? Get back in your car.
Why is this allowed?
Get back in your car,
Why is
sir.
this allowed?
Get back in your car. Let me see. I'm going to record you guys getting back in your car. I have all day. I'm sure you pigs will get a car here soon.
That should be an arrestable offense, hands down. It would be for you if somebody did that to you. Why is it not for them? This goes on. This video is almost 3 minutes long. Listen to the cops at the end of the video. These guys deserve an award for this. They actually encourage him to take a ride along with the police department so that he can learn about the police and maybe reduce some of his hostility. Of course, you'd have to qualify with a criminal background check, but saying they're trying to actually mend the bridge here at the end after taking this for 3 minutes.
Or anything, so
I know. I'm just chilling with you pigs, seeing how far you guys take it.
you want to go for a ride along or what?
Nah, I'm all right.
Why don't you go across the street, put in an application, do a ride along?
I got a good job, bro. I don't need that shit.
We're hiring.
Nah, I'm good.
Come in and change the game, dude.
He just
I'm
spit
just going. I got better
at
shit
the
to do than
officer's
with
feet, but none on that.
fucking sit here and
Come
talk
across
with
the
you
street, see
bitches.
us, dude.
Fuck you guys and have a good day.
All right, bro.
Fucking pigs.
All right. Why is that allowed? Taking a poll, should that be allowed? 234-405-0002. I think it should be illegal. Let me tell you, it would be illegal if it happened to you under the disturbing the peace statute that I read. Colorado revised statutes, which are the state statutes, not the municipal code, I believe this would fall under harassment, 18.9.111, that says a person commits harassment if, with intent to harass, annoy, or alarm another person, he or she strikes, kicks, shoves, or otherwise touches a person or subjects him to physical contact, or in a public place directs obscene language or makes an obscene gesture to or at another person. And it goes on and on and on. So you can't get away with this. You're protected. Just because police officers are police officers doesn't mean they should be immune to this. This should be an arrestable offense. And let me tell you why it's not. I believe that police departments across the country are taking away discretion that the officers have because there still are some catch-alls. You think about careless driving, sort of a catch-all. There's another thing called interference. That's what we called it in Denver. You know, if you didn't listen or you got in the way of an officer performing his or her duties, or you disobeyed a lawful order, that was jailable. And it got to the point where you had to call a supervisor, explain what happened in order to get permission to jail somebody for that, because so many people had jailed people for interference or disobedience to a lawful order that didn't fly in court, or if they didn't articulate themselves well enough, or whatever the issue was. But let's deal with that on a case-by-case basis, shall we? If police executives are afraid of abuse, what they should do is train the officers and then handle misuse on a case-by-case basis. Not take it away from everybody. And you look at the taunting that goes on at all of the rallies that are happening. Anytime anybody does anything, there's a protest and they're throwing piss balloons and taunting and looking for excuses to break windows and graffiti and lie down in traffic. And those things, we have a hard enough time. We have things on the book in Denver that say you can't block a roadway, but we don't really enforce that often. We give them all the leeway. Well, let's give them a few warnings. Let's not do it. Let's just kind of. I mean, they have to wait until you like cross the highway before you just start enforcing this shit. Just do it. Just enforce it. Enough is enough. Are you tired of this? I'm tired of it. Let's enforce the laws that are on the book immediately and hold everybody to account. And let's put this one on the book. Did you know that I found, by the way, that in Texas, it's illegal to harass or taunt a police dog, according to 38-151? A person commits an offense if they taunt, torment, or strike a service animal. I found another one. Florida, 843.19. Any person who intentionally or knowingly maliciously harasses or teases or interferes with a police dog, subject to a second-degree misdemeanor. So you can't torment the police dog, but you can the cops? Come on. Put it on the books. Let's enforce it. We should not expect our law enforcement officers to take that. That shouldn't be part of the job. The job's hard enough. I want to thank them for everything they do. I want to thank them for all of their work. I want to thank you for listening. Pick up your copy of From Boy to Blue at Amazon and head over to stevewarnicki.com. We'll be over there. We'll see you next week over this internet wave.